Just picture it, my friend, a being born from tragedy, shaped by vampire blood while still in the womb, but who became the greatest nightmare of vampires themselves. A hybrid who walks under the scorching sun while his blood brothers hide in the shadows, trembling with fear. Eric Brooks, Blade, isn't just a hunter, he's a perfect biological aberration, an experiment of nature gone wrong, or perhaps two, right? Have you ever wondered how the hell the body of someone with vampire blood running through their veins, but who can chill in the sun, actually works? How do his organs process this impossible mixture of humanity and vampirism? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the most sinister and fascinating anatomy in the Marvel Universe. And I guarantee you one thing, after discovering what really happens inside the Daywalker's body, you'll never look at a vampire the same way again. This is more than science, it's pure black magic transformed into biology. Stick with me, because this journey's gonna be sick. Look, I'll be straight with you. When I started researching Blade's anatomy, I had no clue about the insane complexity behind this character. We always see him there, all stylish with his blades and sunglasses, but never stop to think about what's really going down inside that body. And, damn, it's a lot. Blade isn't just some strong dude who hunts vampires. He's literally a walking biological revolution, a being that defies all laws of nature and does it with style. So get ready, because we're going to break down every detail of this bizarre and fascinating anatomy. Eric Brooks's story begins in a way that, honestly, is hair-raising. Imagine the scene. London, 1929. A pregnant woman being attacked by a vampire disguised as a doctor during childbirth. Deacon Frost, that son of a bitch, literally sucked Blade's mother's blood while she was giving birth. But here's where it gets interesting. The vampire enzymes didn't kill the baby. They transformed him. It's as if nature decided to create the perfect predator, someone who had all the strengths of vampires, but none of the weaknesses. In my opinion, this is the kind of origin that only comics can make seem plausible, and yet it's badass as hell. What happened at the cellular level was a genetic mutation that, man, is out of this world. The vampire enzymes mixed with the baby's human DNA, creating a new life form, a dhampir, as they call it. But not just any dhampir, the ultimate dhampir. Blade's blood carries these special enzymes that function as both a defense system and enhancement at the same time. It's as if every cell in his body were a small factory of supernatural power, processing energy in a way that even Marvel scientists can't properly explain. And consider they've already explained how the Hulk works, so imagine the level of complexity we're talking about here. Now, let's talk about how this body works in practice. Blade's circulatory system is a masterpiece of forced evolution. His heart pumps this hybrid blood with an efficiency that would make any Olympic athlete green with envy. Blood pressure is supernaturally regulated, allowing him to maintain maximum performance for hours on end without feeling fatigue. It's as if his cardiovascular system were a Formula One engine that never overheats and never needs maintenance. Seriously, it's creepy when you stop to think about the biological engineering behind all this. Blade's muscles are another whole chapter in this story. They aren't just denser than a normal human's, they're literally reinforced by vampire enzymes. Each muscle fiber is like an organic steel cable, capable of generating enough force to lift 10 pounds without much effort. To give you an idea, that's almost the weight of a grand piano. And it's not just brute force, it's controlled force, precise. He can apply this force so precisely that he can pierce the Hulk's skin with a sword, but can also hold a glass cup without breaking it. This muscular precision is the result of a nervous system that has been completely reconfigured by vampire enzymes. Speaking of the nervous system, dude, this is where things get really interesting. Blade's brain processes information at a speed that would make any computer jealous. His reflexes are so fast that he can dodge bullets fired at point-blank range, and it's not luck, it's pure neural processing capacity. His nervous system has been optimized for combat, as if each neuron were specifically programmed to detect threats and react instantly. It's like having a supercomputer dedicated exclusively to keeping you alive in impossible situations. Blade's senses are another level of evolution. His vision isn't just better than human, it's completely different. He sees in the infrared spectrum, can detect minimal movements at great distances, and has a depth perception that borders on the supernatural. It's as if his eyes were high-definition cameras with integrated optical zoom and night vision. His hearing is equally absurd. He can hear someone's heartbeat meters away, distinguish between different types of breathing, and even detect lies by tone of voice. His sense of smell? Don't even get me started. He can sniff out vampires miles away, even amid the olfactory chaos of a big city. But what really impresses me is how all these systems work in harmony. It's not like they're separate powers, it's all integrated into a perfect biological symphony. The brain processes information from enhanced senses. The nervous system coordinates superhuman reflexes. muscles execute movements with surgical precision, and the circulatory system keeps everything functioning at maximum efficiency. It's as if the entire body were an organic war machine, specifically designed to hunt and eliminate vampires. And there's one more thing I find fascinating: the way his body handles damage. Blade's healing factor isn't just regeneration, it's optimization. When he gets hurt, the body doesn't just repair the damage, it improves the affected area. It's as if each injury were an opportunity for an upgrade. Cuts close, stronger, broken bones weld, more resistant, torn muscles rebuild denser. It's constant evolution through combat, a perpetual adaptation that makes him more lethal with each battle. In my opinion, what makes Blade truly unique isn't just the individual powers, but the way they combine to create something completely new. He isn't a human with vampire powers, nor a vampire with human characteristics. He's a third thing, an evolution that transcends both species. It's as if nature had decided to create the ultimate predator, and the result was this masterpiece of biological engineering we call the Daywalker. And man, that's freaking awesome. Now that we understand the biological basis, let's dive into the specific powers that make Blade the terror of vampires. And dude, when you understand the science behind each ability, it becomes even more impressive. It's not magic, it's extreme biology functioning at the limit of what's possible. Blade's super strength is a direct result of muscle density enhanced by vampire enzymes. But it's not just about bigger muscles, it's about efficiency. Each of his muscle fibers can contract with 3 times the force of a normal human, and this multiplies throughout the musculature. When he punches something, it's not just the fist generating force, it's the entire body working as a perfect biomechanical lever. The 10 pounds he can lift is just the beginning. In combat situations, with adrenaline and vampire enzymes working at maximum, he has demonstrated enough strength to tear vampire heads off with his bare hands. That's sinister, but it's pure applied physics. His speed is another interesting phenomenon. It's not just about running fast, it's about instant acceleration. Blade's nervous system processes motor commands at a speed that allows direction changes impossible for a normal human. He can go from 0 to 40 mph in less than 2 seconds, and more importantly, can stop instantly without losing balance. It's as if his body were a sports car with supernatural traction control. I've seen him match Spitfire's speed, who's a real speedster, and that's no small feat. But what really blows my mind is the healing factor. Man, this isn't just regeneration, it's optimized reconstruction. When Blade gets hurt, the vampire enzymes in his blood activate a cellular repair process that's simply absurd. Deep cuts close in minutes, broken bones weld in hours, and perforated organs rebuild in a matter of days. The most impressive thing is that the process doesn't just restore, it improves. It's as if each injury were an opportunity for biological upgrade. Of course, he can't regenerate lost limbs like Wolverine, but within the limits of what he can heal, the result is always superior to the original. Blade's vampire immunity is perhaps the most fascinating aspect of his entire physiology. The enzymes in his blood function as a biological antivirus, neutralizing all traditional vampire weaknesses. Sunlight? His skin cells process UV radiation as if it were turbocharged vitamin D. Garlic? His digestive system metabolizes sulfuric compounds as if they were nutrients. Religious symbols? His nervous system simply doesn't recognize these stimuli as threats. It's as if his body were programmed to be version 2 of vampires, with all bugs fixed. The enhanced senses are the result of deep neurological modifications. His retina has more photoreceptor cells than a normal human, allowing perfect night vision and movement detection at frequencies our eyes can't even process. The inner ear has been modified to capture subsonic and ultrasonic frequencies, giving him auditory perception that spans virtually the entire sound spectrum. Smell is even more impressive. His olfactory bulb is 3 times larger than normal, with chemical receptors so sensitive they can detect vampire pheromones miles away. And there's an ability that many people don't know about: the supernatural sense. This goes beyond the 5 traditional senses. It's an extrasensory perception that detects mystical and supernatural presences. It's as if his brain had developed a 6th sense specific to the occult world. When there's magic or supernatural activity nearby, he feels it as a pressure on the back of his neck, a tingling that alerts him to invisible dangers. In my opinion, this is the ability that really sets him apart from other hunters. He doesn't rely just on physical senses, but also on a supernatural intuition that guides him through the veil between the normal world and the mystical. Recently, Blade developed metamorphosis capabilities, and man, that completely changed the game. The ability to transform into mist isn't just useful for escape, it's an absurd tactical advantage. Imagine being able to dematerialize in the middle of a fight, pass through walls, and rematerialize behind the enemy. The transformation into a wolf adds a completely new layer of versatility, with enhanced predatory instincts and animal agility. It's as if he were constantly evolving, adding new tools to his biological arsenal. What impresses me most is how all these powers integrate perfectly. They're not isolated abilities, it's a complete system of enhancements working in synergy. Super strength is amplified by speed, which is guided by enhanced senses, which are protected by the healing factor, which is sustained by vampire immunity. It's a chain of powers that feed back into each other, creating a multiplier effect that makes the end result much greater than the sum of the parts. And there's one more thing I find fascinating: the way his body adapts to different situations. In combat, vampire enzymes accelerate all processes, creating a state of battle mode, where all systems operate at maximum efficiency. Out of combat, metabolism slows down to conserve energy and allow recovery. It's as if he had two modes of operation, one for everyday survival and another for total war. Honestly, this is the kind of adaptability that would make any biological engineer weep with envy. The question of bloodthirst is another interesting aspect of his physiology. Unlike traditional vampires, Blade doesn't need human blood to survive. He developed a dependency on a special serum that supplies his nutritional needs. But when he consumes blood, whether animal or vampiric, something happens that he calls a blood high, an altered state where all powers are temporarily amplified. It's as if blood functioned as premium fuel for his biological engine. The problem is that this state is addictive, and excessive consumption can lead to loss of control. It's a delicate balance between power and sanity. In my opinion, what makes Blade truly special isn't just the collection of powers he possesses, but the way they evolve and adapt. He isn't a static character, he's an organism in constant development, always finding new ways to become more efficient in his mission. It's as if nature itself were experimenting with him, testing the limits of what's possible when you mix humanity, vampirism, and pure determination. And the result, man, is simply badass. Look, my comrade, if you think Blade is just brute force and vampire reflexes, you're dead wrong. This guy's mind is as sharp as his katanas, and his mental and technical capabilities are what really elevate him from a simple hunter to a living legend. Honestly, his tactical intelligence and knowledge are hella underestimated, but that's exactly what keeps him alive, and one step ahead of creatures that have lived for millennia. It's wild how he combines animal instinct with an almost monastic discipline. First, let's talk about mastery in hand-to-hand combat. This isn't just a skill, it's an art for Blade. He didn't learn just one or two fighting styles. He absorbed and mastered an encyclopedia of martial arts. From street boxing to capoeira, to Krav Maga and Eskrima, he's a true polyglot of ass-kicking. Each of his movements is calculated. Each blow has a purpose. He doesn't just fight, he disarms, he unbalances, he finishes. The way he moves is a deadly dance, fluid and unpredictable. He can adapt to any opponent's fighting style in seconds, finding flaws and exploiting them with surgical precision. I've seen him face multiple vampires at once, and the result is always the same: him standing and them in pieces. It's as if his body were a living weapon, and his mind, the most advanced software that exists. In my opinion, few characters in the Marvel Universe can rival him in unarmed combat. He's a master, for real. Second, mastery of weapons. Blade isn't just a weapon user, he's a weapon extensionist. His blades, whether silver, titanium, or wood, are an extension of his own body. He handles them with dexterity that borders on the supernatural, cutting, piercing, and dismembering with a speed and precision that would make any medieval swordsman cry with envy. But it doesn't stop there. He's an elite shooter with pistols loaded with silver or UV bullets, an explosive specialist, and an inventor of anti-vampire gadgets. He doesn't just use weapons, he integrates them into his fighting style, transforming each tool into an instrument of annihilation. The way he switches from a blade to a firearm in mid-jump is something you only see in top-tier action movies. It's so damn fluid the way he operates. Now, what really sets him apart is his knowledge of occultism and vampire culture. Blade isn't just a hunter, he's a historian, an anthropologist, and a theologian of the supernatural world. He has dedicated decades, perhaps even a century, to studying every facet of vampires. Their origins, their clans, their hierarchies, their weaknesses, their rituals, their legends. He knows more about vampires than many ancient vampires themselves. This deep knowledge gives him an invaluable tactical advantage. He knows where to find lairs, how to deactivate their mystical defenses, how to predict their movements, and how to exploit their superstitions. It's as if he had a mental database with all the information about every creature of the night. He doesn't just react, he anticipates. He doesn't just hunt, he disarms the prey before it even knows it's being hunted. That's sinister, because he fights not just with strength, but with knowledge. His tactical and strategic intelligence is another point that impresses me. Blade never throws himself into a situation without a plan, or at least a plan B, C, and D. He's a master of ambushes, of using the environment to his advantage, of manipulating his enemies so they fall into his traps. He thinks several steps ahead, anticipating vampire reactions and adapting his strategy in real time. It's like a deadly chess game, and Blade is always ahead, moving his pieces with lethal precision. His ability to improvise and adapt to unexpected situations is something few can match. He's a tactical genius, and that's what sets him apart from many other heroes who rely solely on brute force. In my opinion, this is Blade's true secret weapon. And last but not least, unwavering determination. This isn't a skill, it's a force of nature. Blade is driven by a thirst for vengeance for his mother's death and by a relentless desire to protect humanity. This determination makes him tireless, capable of enduring pain and suffering that would drive anyone to madness. He never gives up, never backs down, and never stops fighting. It's a willpower that makes him almost invincible. He's been betrayed, wounded, left for dead, but always comes back, stronger and more determined. He's the embodiment of resilience, and that, damn, is freaking amazing. This is the essence of Blade, what makes him such a captivating and inspiring hero, even with all his darkness and brutality. He's proof that mind and will can be as powerful as any superpower. And, seriously, this is the part that connects me most with the character. It's pure stubbornness that makes him continue, even when everything seems lost. That's sinister, but also inspiring.